My name is Dr. Tegan Bristow and I work for the Digital Arts Department of the Wits School of Arts, and I'm also former director of the Fak'ugesi African Digital Innovation Festival. In 2019, we conducted pilot research with the GIZ and established that there was an enormous lack of individuals and organizations that act as industry intermediaries for the gaming, VR and animation spaces in Africa. Forming part of a larger research and training objective, we formed the 2021 Digi Intermediaries Bootcamp, which was designed to be a unique program that aimed at understanding the requirements for intermediaries in gaming and immersive media, and specifically in Kenya, Senegal, and South Africa. The bootcamp provided participants with a really amazing opportunity to take part in 7 online, network-centered and cross-regional sessions focusing on core topics. We invited 35 intermediate professionals from Africa and abroad, a very Africa-heavy but international list of professionals who we approached to talk and mentor into the bootcamp and to understand what was missing for intermediaries on the African continent. The bootcamp participants came together on a platform called Discord, not only to learn, to develop as intermediaries, but also to become part of a community of practice from across the African continent and in the global south.
I loved that we could all come together on this digital space and interact in a very gentle but in a very inspiring and very robust way.
We learned 3 major things from the bootcamp. Firstly, issues arising from access to hardware and software. This is not only to support market-ready content, but also access by customers. Secondly, we learned that there are huge challenges in publishing and distributing games and VR, related to infrastructural limits imposed by restrictions in money exchange, international platforms, and aggregators in mobile distribution. These challenges highlighted the importance and acknowledgement of sector mobilization, the need to self-organize and to advocate for better trade and support of these industries at national, regional, and international levels. And thirdly, we learned a lot from the participants. The pitch winners that came through the bootcamp aided us to better understand what individuals and organizations working at the coalface of these sectors see as important. These are software and hardware support and supporting the growth of a customer base, making visible and mobilizing creatives in the sector, and testing and validation.
The project that ABMI pitched was a program that would create early stage career opportunities for game developers.
The project is a company focused on esports content, targeting underrepresented communities in the whole of South Africa.
The problem I was facing here in Senegal is the lack of hardware and equipment. I am sending some application to actually create a virtual reality park here in Senegal.
Our project was a game testing lab that we will create in Senegal, and that will be helpful for any West African game studio to test the market and know what works and what doesn't work when developing a game.
The Digi Intermediaries Bootcamp marks the beginning of a series of actions and new work with Wits University and its Molokong Innovation Precinct. And one of the primary concerns is the role of government, because governments and their politics and policies impact on how the digital creative industries can or cannot do business. Therefore, part of the work for the Wits School of Arts and the GIZ going forward will be helping communities to map their way towards self-organization, and in doing so, to mobilize their governments.
It was actually great to meet some other people that actually work in the same field, collaborate with these people, being an ecosystem builder.
I think from a programmatic perspective, I loved the diversity of voices in the room.
It was really great to be in a bootcamp with people who are in more advanced markets, who can kind of give us a foreshadowing of what exactly is entailed in the market when it comes to partnerships, when it comes to funding.
I'm someone who's very interested in what people are passionate about. So it was very insightful to know more about how people got in the industry, what helped them get to where they are.
I love the idea of organizational culture as well, that you don't just partner randomly, that it's strategic, it's intentional.
Having an extended Pan-African network is really valuable in terms of what systems do we need to set up, what collaborations do we need to be creating.
The lessons, the resources, the connections were invaluable to me. Just having an exchange between market leaders, African creators, and other intermediaries was simply beautiful.
One of our primary aims at ATMI is supporting young creatives to turn their passion into a profession. And so the more opportunities that we can give them, real world work opportunities with real companies, the more resources our entire sector has as far as human capacity. So that's one benefit that we are going to be getting out of this program.